Wrestlers will be able to move forward after this one.
Absolutely, and this is when you want to make your mistakes. This is when you want to see, here's what I look like in the sudden victory period and how you can change. And now going into this heavyweight matchup with two ranked opponents again, Dayton Pitzer for the Pitt Panthers and freshman Lucas Lawler for the Bucknell Bison.
And it's for all the marbles. 15-13 Pitt, so the winner of this match wins the duel. In another match for the Panthers, it's going to be decided on the last duel,
right?
On the last match.
And just looking at this matchup, this quite honestly might be the most physically matched heavyweight I've seen for Dayton Pitzer. Typically, his opponents do look to be significantly bigger than him, but Lawler looks to be about equal size.
Yeah, and sometimes you get that variance between the heavyweights. And Pitzer, historically, especially early in his career, he did quite well against larger opponents.
Right, and this is not the first time these two are meeting this season either. The Navy Classic gave us a lot of great matches between these two teams, and he lost to Dayton Pitzer 5-3, so he's once again keeping it close and just the potential that a true freshman has to wrestle this way.
In the way that this duel has gone, Katie, I'm expecting another close match, and we very likely could get another buzzer beater that could determine this entire duel.
Right, and then speaking of buzzer beaters, let's not forget Pitzer secured the win for the Panthers in their duel against Princeton where he got that fall, and they literally needed the fall to win the match.
Just such a great ending, a ton of emotion, and that's what you love about this duel format is you do have the ability to pick up a 6-point win with that fall and completely change the entire outcome of a duel.
Right, and now just looking at Pitzer's season thus far, he did lose to Iowa's number 6, Ben Keeter, 2-0, but that's number 6, you're number 12, just being able to keep it within 2 this early in the season. And then another heartbreaker against number 7, Nathan Taylor of Lehigh. He lost 5-4 on a locked hands penalty.
Yeah, it's a rough way to lose, obviously, and Pitzer's put himself in great positions a number of times, right? So I think early in the year, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to test yourself against great opponents. He has another chance here against Lawler from Bucknell. And eventually, if you feel like if you're making the adjustments and the changes, hopefully you'll start to break through. So, again, Pitzer's another one of those guys. I mentioned earlier, I don't have many concerns about the top half of this Panther lineup. I think it's still going to be a strength, and I truly believe the success of the team is going to be that bottom half of the lineup, the lighter weights.
Right now, just talking success on the other side for Lawler in their duel against Virginia Tech. He upset number 16, Jimmy Mullen, 3-2. That's an absolutely huge win, especially as a freshman. Mullen is very well known in the wrestling community for all of the work he's done. He's a very explosive wrestler. So for Lawler to get that upset, just a lot of momentum for him.
Yeah, it's a big win, especially as a freshman. As you mentioned, sometimes there's an adjustment, especially coming into the heavyweight division where you have great variability in the opponents. A lot of times, like wrestling in high school, you're probably the biggest person in your weight class, especially. So how do you adjust coming in, wrestling more physical wrestlers, people that have gone through conditioning at the collegiate level sometimes can be a challenge. And you're going up against a guy like Pitzer today, another great test. Pitzer, redshirt juniors, had tremendous success, lost in the blood round last year for the Panthers. So I think this is a great way to end the duel, really a good opportunity for both wrestlers.
Right, and here we are in the second with Pitzer getting the 1-point escape to start after being on bottom.
And we'll see. We haven't seen a great shot yet. And you'd hate to see, so Pitzer's obviously wrestled a lot of close matches, has come out on the wrong side on a couple of them. So the key to that is if you don't want to wrestle and leave it to fate to a certain extent, you got to increase your activity level. Try to get in the volume of shots, not only volume but quality, right? You want to be very efficient. And that's been the biggest difference, I think, in the second half of this duel for Bucknell is they're not necessarily, the activity level hasn't picked up. They've just been very strategic and surgical when they've had an opportunities they completed the takedown.
Right, we've seen a lot of strategic wrestling here today, which, whenever you think about it, that's a very difficult thing to do because you're up against someone who, in theory, is the same weight, the same strength, the same everything as you, and then to know your placement on the mat, just to have that awareness, the period, the time, whatever it is, and then capitalizing on all of that to potentially win the match, as we've seen today.
Yeah, very, very good points.
Still working here, 1-0 Pitt with 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Team scores 13-15 in favor of the Panthers.
It looks like the way that this match is moving along that we're going to end, we'll have another third period that's going to be for everything.
And we've seen a lot of wrestling with a sense of urgency today, and sometimes whenever you get a little bit anxious or even apprehensive, it changes the way that you wrestle, and it can either be to your favor or to your detriment. Heading into the third period, Dayton Pitzer still up 1-0. Riding time not a factor. Lawler going to choose neutral to start this. He's looking to presumably get the takedown.
And Pitzer's very good on top. I mean, in high school, he had over 100 pins as a high school wrestler, so he's very good and comfortable on top. The weird thing from Lawler is that we really haven't seen much action from his feet. He has not gotten a really great attack in, nor has Pitzer for that moment. But now Lawler, he's down 1-0 now, so the onus is on him to attack.
Looking for some level changes here late in this third period. We've not really seen any shots, like you said, and no takedowns on that. That was the first essence of a shot we've seen.
This has happened to us, 3 straight matches where it's been a little bit sleepy, and then things really start to pick up in the last minute. So I would expect nothing different in this final match of the duel.
Working here in the last minute of the third, and our final match of the day. Pitt's still up in the team score and up in this match as well.
Been such a great duel. I'd love to see one final takedown by either wrestler, really to cap this off. Panther fans getting a little restless. The Bucknell bench wants their wrestler to go in. There's a little half shot, but nothing committed. At some point, Lawler is just going to have to sell out.
Pitzer got to look to start circling in a little bit. You don't want to get that stall warning, especially this late in the match.
No, and we know Pitzer's so good defensively. There's a duck under attempt. But because these shots haven't been committed, you're not putting the onus on the official to call a stall.
Going to call the stalemate here with 12 seconds left in this match, and you're going to see a lot of urgency from Lawler.
Yeah, Lawler just has to dive in on a leg. He's got nothing to lose at this point. You're down 1-0. A lot of head and shoulder fakes, but there was that lazy, a nice little pick by Dayton Pitzer. You saw Lawler come in with that double leg. He had to do it, just was never going to be deep enough there to get to.
Right, just trying, and Pitt will get the decision win here by a score of 1-0, and Pitt is your dual champion with a final score of 18-3.
Really great duel. Enjoyed it. A lot of great tight matches. You feel a little bit bad for Bucknell.